萨玛 生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽。萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽。萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽。萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽。萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽。萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝。阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽。萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽。萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽。萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽，咕噜贝，阿呵萨萨玛哈，莲生悉地吽。
阿弥陀佛，云施主请就位。云施主的法师，请带着法器到密堂前排班。 阿弥陀佛。我们今天法会的主尊是大威德金刚，大家可以看到荧幕上大威德金刚的根本印，双手内伏，两个中指竖立，指尖相触圈成圆，种子字是蓝色的吽字。大威德金刚的心咒 Om Yamadaka Hum Pei Om Tri Kalalupa Hum Kan Soha。师尊在最新的文集中第265册《鬼的总本山》，鬼的总本山里面有一篇文章，我们在等待时日，里面就是讲到大威德金刚不可思议的神力。那么欢迎大家都可以来看看这本书这篇文章。所以今天大威德金刚附魔法会是一个非常殊胜的机缘。大家可以先检查一下自己的手机，请关机或者转成震动或者是静音。那么可以持师尊心咒或者是大威德金刚心咒。也请大家尽快回到自己的位置坐好，谢谢大家。 阿弥陀佛，迎施主，请准备。迎施主，请准备。阿弥陀佛，欢迎来自世界各地的弘法人员、贵宾及同门善信大德前来护持今天师尊主坛的大威德金刚护摩大法会，也欢迎网络上的同门收看。法会即将开始，我们默念根本上师心咒，祈请传承大加持。谢谢大家，阿弥陀佛。
弥陀佛，主持者邱景武师兄，请到流动处。主持者邱景武师兄，请到流动处。阿弥陀佛。
麦克风测试，麦克风测试。阿弥陀佛，法会即将开始，手机请关机或转成静音。真佛宗台湾累藏寺大威德金刚护国息灾祈福增益敬爱超度护摩大法会，法会开始，与会大众请起立。
Today at True Buddha School Taiwan Temple in Caotun, Taiwan, the founder of True Buddha School, our lineage root guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, is presiding over the Yamantaka Homa fire offering ceremony. Now the assembly is holding their hands and reciting the root guru mantra, and together we're welcoming our lineage root guru, Simu, and the assembly of masters to enter into the ceremonial hall. Inviting our lineage Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to make an offering of incense. Create homage choosing visualization. First to Root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize full prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize full prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Inviting the Supreme Dharma King, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to ascend to the Dharma throne. Inviting Simu Vajramasa Lian-Sheng to take the seat. Inviting all the Masters, reference, our distinguished guests and all participants to please be seated. First of all, we would like to extend warmest welcome to His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. We would also like to extend warm welcome to Simu Vajramasa Lian-Sheng. Also welcome to Rinpoche, all the Dharma Masters, reference, our distinguished guests and all participants. So today we have the director of the Nantou County for the Civic Service Department, Ms. Wu, to say a few words. Living Buddha Lian-Sheng Simu and all the masters, reference, everybody. And all participants from all over the world, how do you do? I'm very happy to represent the County Mayor, Mr. Lin, to represent them to be here, to represent our respect and gratitude to the Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple and to the True Buddha School and the Zhongguan chapter, and then to Living Buddha Lian-Sheng and Master Lian Yue, and all the fellow disciples and volunteers. So for the Lantern Festival in Nantou, and due to your participation and service, that we presented the precious Mahottara Heruka Mandala, which was truly marvelous to shine upon this county of Nantou, to bring upon us more brightness and radiance. That during the Chinese New Year this year, there were many people came to the mandala to pay homage and to circumambulate the pagoda. So they have gained tremendous merits by doing so, to give peace to them. And because of your help, we hope that the glory of this mandala can infect all of us, so that we have love and peace in our heart to bring world peace. And thank you, everybody. I hope that everybody would be healthy and happy. Thank you to Ms. Wu. So she would like to give a token of gratitude to the Lei Tsang Temple and also to the Zhongguan chapter. Mr. Lian-Sheng. Let's take the picture in front of Grandmaster. Please stand in front of Grandmaster for the picture session. Thank you to Director Wu.
法师、教授师、各级弘法人员，非常感谢他这么用心的准备以及颁发感谢状给我们，再一次感谢南投县政府。请法仪式，请大义。
Now we have the ritual for the invitation for Dharma transmission. Now the True Buddha School Dai Lei Tsang Temple of Kaohsiung is inviting the lineage root guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to preside over the Green Tara Grand Ceremony in Kaohsiung on April 8th, 2018, and to transmit the Buddha Dharma of Green Tara and to confer the corresponding empowerments.
请法代表顶礼根本传承上师及坛城三宝，Om、Hum。
And the reps will pay homage to the lineage root guru and the three jewels of the altar.
问讯，请法代表敬献哈达及供养，以表最高敬意。首先，由莲生上师
we would like to invite Vajra Master Lian-Ji to present an offering of Hatha. And also an offering of the Dharma crown and Dharma robe to pray that His Holiness will shine His ultimate awakening upon samsara, so that the form and nature, the shunyata, is non-arising and non-ceasing. And Master Lian-Sheng present an offering of Hatha. And an offering of a green Tara statue to symbolize the true appearance with no hindrances, that it can be one or many, that the boundless appearances, the virtuous extension is the purest. And Reverend Lian-Qi present an offering of Hatha. And an offering of green Tara Tanka to symbolize His Holiness absorbing the ultimate truth and putting it into practice, fearlessly developing the unobstructed siddhi. And the Dharma educator Lian-Da present offering of Hatha. And an offering of the Dharma sconge to symbolize the teaching of the virtuous truth with courage in the most marvelous sound. And the Dharma educator Lian-Hua Te present offering of Hatha. And an offering of the incense and perfumes to present the Dharma ambrosia bestowed upon us, giving peace and joy, breaking all afflictions. And Dharma brother U Guande present offering of Hatha. And an offering of the golden lotus, symbolizing that His Holiness was born out of a lotus and always seated upon a lotus throne, with the pure eyes gazing upon all beings. And there is an offering of flower bouquet to Simo, to symbolize the compassion and love. Hope you can attend the ceremony on April 8th Sunday in Kaohsiung. Kaohsiung ICCK Conference Hall. Now please pay homage to the lineage Guru and the three jewels of the altar. The ritual for the Dharma invitation has now been completed. Yamantaka Homa fire offering grand ceremony has now begun. The offering of Hatha. Let's join our palms with good reverence, and we'd like to invite Master Lian-Sheng to represent all of us to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage Guru as a symbol of the highest honor. Form Padma Kumara Mudra. Visualize our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, sitting on top of our heads, radiating light to bless us. Recite the root Guru long mantra 7 times to pray for lineage blessings. Perform the visualization of the 4 immeasurables. On your right, ancestors and relatives from the father's side. On your left, from the mother's side. Friends and teachers behind you. Enemies and karmic creditors in front of you. And all sentient beings around you, practicing tantric Dharma and ultimately attaining Buddhahood. Wake up call. Inviting our lineage Guru to set ceremonial meditation to bless the prayers, all the registration forms, hallmark cards, and all the offerings with Vajrapal and scepter. Purification mantras. Invocation mantra. We sincerely invoke the lineage root Guru of True Buddha School, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Sincerely invoke the main deity of the ceremony, Namo Yamantaka. Sincerely invoke True Buddha School lineage Gurus, Namo Dharma Buddha, Namo 5 Dhyani Buddhas, Namo Sakyamuni Buddha, Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Japan, the 8 primary deities of True Buddha School, Taiwan Lei Tsang temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dharmapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, the heavenly fire god, True Buddha assembly divinities, all Buddhas of the 3 times in the 10 directions, all Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas. Great homage using visualization, first to root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground. Release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground. Release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground. Release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Great mandala offering. Form the offering mudra. Visualize the offerings transform to become innumerable to fill the whole space. Make the offering above to the lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dharmapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Non-meru, 4 continents, and sun and moon. Transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization. Fourfold refuge. Visualize our lineage root Guru, all the lineage Gurus, Buddha jewel, Dharma jewel, Sangha jewel, to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra. Armor protection from Vajraplas Mudra. As you release the mudra, visualize 4 rays of blue lights on your 4 sides, transforming into Dharma protectors, protecting you in the ceremony, inviting His Holiness to perform blessings with mala.
与会大众请起立，恭请圣尊金刚棒开炉结界，点起护国火。
Inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening the fire pit, to set ceremonial delegation around it, to lit the Homa fire, and to make all the offerings and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, manifestation, subjugation, and further deliverance.
请
enter into samadhi. Visualize the deity merges with the Homa fire and with the practitioner. Enter into samadhi.
初定，加持八大本尊心咒：Om Ami Deva Se Om Mani Padme Hum Om Bonamo Lindonin Soha Om Ha 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 Wei Samoye Soha Om Zeli Zuli Zunti Soha Om Zembala Chalan Chanaye Soha Om A Hum Beza Guru Bema Sidi Hum Se Om A Hum Guru Be A He Sasamaha 莲生悉地吽，第二他唵贝卡兹呀贝卡兹呀，玛哈贝卡兹呀，拉扎萨摩嘎嘿手哈，念佛。南无36万亿11万9500，同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿11万9500，同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿11万9500，同名同号阿弥陀佛。回向，愿同念佛者同生极乐国。
May all uphold the Buddha, ascend to the realm, utmost bliss, repaying for full generosities from above, aiding those in the three realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. Inviting His Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication.
Om Yamataka Hom Pe Om Sri Kanarupa Hom Kan Suha Om Yamataka Hom Pe Om Sri Kanarupa Hom Kan Suha Om Yamataka Hom Pe Om Sri Kanarupa Hom Kan Suha 敬礼
Homage
大威德金刚明王
to the Yamantaka
大威德
Heruka Vidyaraja. Homage to Yamantaka
大威德金刚
Heruka
明王
Vidyaraja. Homage to Yamantaka, Heruka Vidyaraja. We pray to Yamantaka to guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha lands. We pray to Yamantaka by your many hands and legs to bless all participants. May their karmic sicknesses be eradicated and regain good health. We pray to Yamantaka to shine bright light and to subjugate all the evil spirits and wandering ghosts, all the evil ghosts and spirits. We pray to Yamantaka to bestow upon all participants with increased good merits, good fortunes, and enhanced wisdom, with bright harmony and love and respect. We pray to Yamantaka to bless all participants. May they benefit from their spiritual cultivation. May their radiance increase. May their fruition improved to beautify the Buddha lands. May Yamantaka, Wisdom King, to protect all participants. May they be free from all black magics and spells and spirits invasion. And may those who reside in hell, we pray to Yamantaka to guide them out, to bestow merits, to bestow brightness. Please break the darkness. Please break them away from the spells of hell. Please radiate brightness upon samsara, upon sentient beings. We pray to Yamantaka, Vidyaraja, and the gods of heavens, gods on earth. May we be far from all calamities. May all calamities abandon us. May all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. May all calamities vanish. May all darkness disappear. May all enemies and enmities vanish. Hundred syllable mantra. Let's use in this sensation. First, the root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize full prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Second to all bodhisattvas. Visualize full prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dharma protectors. Visualize full prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Completion mantra. We are truly grateful to His Holiness for presiding over this Yamantaka Homa by offering ceremony. Now, with great reverence, we are inviting His Holiness to transmit the Buddha Dharma teaching. First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liang-Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dukdan Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of Homa today, Yamantaka. Sumu, Tutan Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the webcast. And our VIPs today are the Chief Secretary to the Taiwan government, Mr. Zheng Pei-Fu and Madam, the academician from Academia Sinica, Professor Zhu Ziyi and Madam, and from the Civic Bureau of Nantou County, the Director Wu, from the Zhongshan Medical College Affiliated Plastic Surgery Department, the head of the department, Dr. Zheng Songlong. Law advisors to Buddha Foundation, Ms. Jennifer Zhou, Mr. Luo and Ms. Wang, and the council from Tainan City, Mr. Cai Wang-Quan, to Buddha School Scholars Group and Medical Group, and the rep to the legislator, the director of the legislator Yuan, Mr. Cai Ji-chang's rep, the secretary, Mr. Cai Kunnan. From Taichung City, the council Wang Li-ren's rep, also the secretary Zhang. From Taipei City, the rep to the council Chue Mesa, Ms. Chue Hui-ling. From the executive yuan, the Hakka Association, the member Mr. Liu, the general manager of Jingyi Enterprise, Ms. Zhang Yizhen, the wood sculptor Mr. Jian, and the director of the Taiwan area Lotus Light Charity Society, Mr. Zhang Yaoran.
My university same classmate 朱金水先生夫人陈泽霞女士。
Mr. Zhu Jingsui and Mrs.
道果严结经主持人
the host to Lamdre and Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment, Master Lian-Hai.
中天电视台给你点上心灯制作人
Producers for the Illuminating Your Heart from CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Xiachi.
My sister 卢胜美女士 My sister 卢国英女士 and husband. 感谢谭美玲师姐打斋10万元。
And thank you for Dharma Sister Tan Mei-ling for her donation, $100,000 NT.
那个
for the food at the
89
temple.
89这个 King Crab 专卖店。
And there's the 89 King Crab Specialty Restaurant.
请站起来。
The boss, the owners. Yo.
有来。
Are they here? Please stand
大
up.
概坐在外面吧。
They're seated outside.
坐在大殿里。
They're seated here.
好，也是欢迎他们。好。
So welcome to them too.
大家安，大家好。
So good afternoon, everybody. How do you do?
大家午安，大家好。どうも、こんにちは。Good afternoon. 萨瓦迪卡，坎萨米达，斯拉马香，斯拉马笨蛋。多一级，少级。没不顾。Hola, amigo, que quiero mucho. 你好，大家好。唔該晒。今天呢，我們是做大威德金剛護摩。
Today we had the Homa fire offering ceremony of Yamantaka, and this deity is also Grandmaster's very important protector, and he has tremendous power. When I was at the Tantric Quarter in United States, Jupiter Tantric Quarter, I invoke Yamantaka, and the first time he descended, that the water of the 4 oceans were in a turmoil to show his tremendous power. And then he made a vow. And he said that the XX hall, when it's time to take care of the XX hall, Yamantaka would be the the one that conclude this mission. That he would eradicate all of the XX hall and completely vanquish them to become pure. So that's the vow of Yamantaka, that he would be the one that completely vanquish XX hall, completed. Last Saturday, there were many people who came for repurification, and of them 20 went to X ceremony, took X fu or talisman, made offering to her, and there were 20 of them, and 20 of them were thinking about committing suicide. There was a recording of it. There were 20 of them. And there was a young girl who slit her own wrist, and she had a bandage on it. And there were 20 of them who wanted to commit suicide, but did not succeed. And they came for repurification. Now I like to ask X at the house, how do you repay Master Lian-Sheng and his harmonious family? How do you repay? How do you make it up for that? And my painting teacher, Miss Zhu Mulan, her family and her health and body, how do you make it up? How can you make it up? And someone last Saturday came for repurification, and she said, please don't talk about them, but how can X make up for my family? And those 20 people were thinking about committing suicide. How do you make it up to them? So you've harmed too deeply, and there are so many people wanting to get repurification, but they only allow about 20 to 30 people because that's done before dinner, and there's still many more that can't get in. And only last Saturday there were 20 of them who wanted to commit suicide because they are mentally disturbed and they're depressed. That's why they're thinking about killing themselves. So how can you make it up to them? And how many more people? How can you make it up? You should know, you know, that the evil spirits from your XX hall that cause people to be mentally disturbed and then to become deranged and to kill themselves. So the illustrious spirits, all the spirits, most people say the illustrious God or the illustrious Buddha or the illustrious gods, but you say the illustrious ghosts and spirits. How could you dare to take this spirit tablet from the underworld
and
worship it inside your protector hall, and you claim that you have been practicing for 30 million years, and yet you're still worshiping ghosts. So 30 million you've been practicing. So I have been practicing for 30 million years plus 1 day. So you can never repay your debts. You owe so much to people. And we have recordings as proofs. The witness of those people, not only that she cannot repay to Master Lian-Sheng and family and Zhu Mulan's and family, and there are many, many more families that you have broken that you can't possibly repay. So the first vow of Yamantaka in the future, when the time comes, the one who would complete and conclude the extinguishing of the XX hall is Yamantaka. And the mantra of Yamantaka,
Om Yamataka Hom Pei Om Chri Kalarupa Hom Kan Soha.
And the mudra is the mudra of Manjushri Bodhisattva, the same as Manjushri Bodhisattva. And I formed this mudra earlier. So both hands interlace inward, and then you straighten the middle fingers and touching each other. That's the mudra of Yamantaka. And his appearance is truly majestic. In the Japanese Santrayana, Amitabha is a manifestation of Yamantaka is an emanation of Amitabha. And in Tibetan Tantrayana, he's a manifestation of Manjushri. And he's also called Yamantaka, or the Vajra Bhairava, or the Vajra who vanquish all demons and evils. So there is some appearance with 6 faces, 6 arms, 6 legs, riding on dark green buffaloes, and also with the 16 legs, 34 arms, and also the 13 deities Yamantaka. And there's a soul Yamantaka. There are many, many different forms. The 9 faces of Yamantaka represent the 9 sutras of the Mahayana Buddhism. And the 34 arms plus the body, speech, and mind represent the 37 divisions of enlightenment path. And the 16 legs represents the 16 types of emptiness. And the wrathful Vajra flames represent compassion and purity of subjugation. Yamantaka's body is blue-black. His body is enormous, wrapped in flames. He's truly wrathful, able to destroy and subdue all demons, all obstructions, and he has great power to perform purification, enhancements, magnetization, and subjugation. It can subdue the 4 maras, the heavenly maras, the sickness mara, the klesa mara, and the affliction mara, 4 kinds of mara. So now you learn about his appearance, his mantra.
Om Yamataka Hom Pe Om Tri Karadupa Hom Kan So Soha.
That's his mantra. And with the mudra, a form and mantra, that would comprise the Yamantaka deity yoga. And this deity is Grandmaster's protector, the very precious deity. And the lineage came from Dupten Nima, from the Qing dynasty. So Master Dupten Nima, who transmitted to Master Dupten Dali, who transmitted to Dupten Darji, who transmitted to Dupten Jimo. And Grandmaster is Dupten Jimo in the Dupten sect. Grandmaster is Dupten Jimo. If you see the books about ghosts, book number 258, 262, 263, and 265, these 4 books about ghosts. I hope that everyone would have all these 4 books about ghosts. Then you would understand what is XX Hall. You would completely understand the realm of the XX Hall. Whereas these 4 books are very important and you have to have them. And you can also read on the tbboye.org, the Trove of Divine Wisdom. So, on the Ghost Trackeries, the last book, number 265, the articles have been published on this website. So the Taiwan Temple has also donated 1 million NT dollars to this tbboye.org, the website. So if you want to find information, you can check on the tbboye. So this last book, the articles from the book, is being published at this website one by one. So the one that will take care of the headquarters of ghosts is Yamantaka. So today, anytime anyone who is affected by X, most of them were affected in the heads. First, it make you sleep badly, make you lose sleep for a few days, and then you start to become befuddled. And then you start to have hallucination. You could see, you could hear, but they are all hallucinatory. And ghosts talking on your ears to go die. You're dead too. So how is he now? Much better. So this goes from the X Hall has no integrity because Master Lin Tong's dad was a carpenter who built the altar for the Dharma protector hall there. So he set it up beautifully and he took a picture of it. After renovating it. But the XX hall followed Master Lian-Tong's death, so he could not sleep. He started to become violent and he shaved his head like a samurai of Japan, like a Japanese samurai, and talked in his ears to go die. And this is the person who helped build the altar at the Guanyin in Taoyuan. So the person who helped them build the altar, and yet the ghosts invaded him. So how could the ghosts are not decent? So the person who helped build the house for them to live in was attacked and invaded by the ghost. And then Shirui Guang Sophia from Seattle, she went to San Francisco to visit the XX Hall, and upon returning from there, she started to hallucinate and seeing something, hearing something. And finally, the ghost told her to die, and she was driving her red Mercedes-Benz in the remote roads, and there were no other cars, only her car, and she drove into the concrete pipes, you know, the concrete pipes that were to be buried underground. So she ran into it, into those concrete pipes, until the car was totally destroyed and her body was also into pieces, broke into pieces. And the police couldn't understand. There were no cars around. How could just one red car ran into the concrete pipe, and Sophia died from suicide. And there were so many who killed themselves. From Zheng Ying chapter in Holland, he or she jumped off the building the first time, didn't die, and jumped off again and died finally. So how could you make it up to them? You know how many people killed or tried to kill themselves? That young lady just took 7 fus from you, and ever since she wanted to die, to kill herself. So do you know? So those 20 people lining up for repurification, they all wanted to die. They all wanted repurification from Grandmaster. And you have said, no need to go to Grandmaster for repurification. You will come back to my place in the future. Why? Because Grandmaster will die at 73. Worry. So she claimed that I would die at 73. So think about it. Now I'm 74. So I'm 74 now, this year. And you claim that I would die at 73. It's really horrible. And she's been talking about me dying at 73 for 8 years. I didn't know before. So I asked a disciple from San Francisco, why didn't you tell me earlier? And they said, how can I tell you about someone predicting that you would die? But I said, it's okay, you can tell me. Grandmaster is not afraid to die. I really want to die. And it's not because I have the spell from XX Hall or take X food, but I just don't want to live on in this world. Not really. I see the wealthy man from Hong Kong, Mr. Lee Kai-sing, that he's about to retire and enjoy his old age. I really feel envious. I really want to retire. These few days I've been thinking about it. I want to enjoy my later years. I want to travel around the world. You know, before we leave, before we pass away, we want to travel around the world, bringing my guitar and my rose and chrysanthemum and sunflower and all my flowers. I want to enjoy my travel. And then I would quiet down and find a cave in the Himalaya, and I would leave my body shell. I want to be in union with the ultimate. I have this thought recently. You can't rely on your own body. The bodies are unreliable. You think that your body is reliable? Grandmaster's body is considered quite reliable already. I don't have to wear eyeglasses. My eyesight is really good. And my hearing is still quite good. My eyesight, my hearing is still good. And when I do push-ups, I still win over all the guys in the line dance group. The first time I compete with the guys in the line dance group, and they thought that I'm old and weak, and they thought they would win over Grandmaster. But quickly they all lost in really bad loss. And these guys who are in the 20s and 30s said that, okay, let's do it again in a year. And I said, sure, whatever you want. And then on the New Year's Day, a little over a year, finally, they made the invitation for the competition. And I said, sure. So just do how many I do. That's good enough. But if you can't keep up, then you lose. But if you can keep up and you can do more than I do, then you would win. So I did 30 push-ups, and they did follow. But my push-ups is very standard. But the way they do it is not quite standard. And after they finished, I did 30 push-ups and they did 30 push-ups. And then of this 30, only a few that could not finish. And then I did 20. And then they did 20 and there were not that many left, even fewer. And then I did another 20 and there were only 1. And then I did another 20 and they started to tremble. He could not even do it right. So the person who finished last said that, oh, I had cold, and the rest were just looking, and you stopped, you couldn't even do it anymore. I did 20 more push-ups and another 20 more push-ups and another 20 push-ups. So in the short time, I did over 150 push-ups. They were all just watching me on the side. And I said, okay, try again next time. So all the guys from the Sunny Line Dance group said, oh, maybe next time. They started to realize that Grandmaster at 74 could finish 150 push-ups once. But you would have sore shoulders for 2 weeks. But Grandmaster doesn't feel anything at all afterwards. Because every day I do 200 push-ups. 200 push-ups. So my body is trained. I started when I was in the military, and every single day I train until now. So at 74, I can still do the gymnastics in single bar, double bar, and circling around the bar. I was going to take off my clothes to show you, but it's okay, because you've seen it before. The first time when I was 70, at the Dahe restaurant, the Japanese restaurant, Dahe. And the second time, right here. Right here on the altar, I have shown you my body. The former Nantou mayor, when he saw my body at the Dahe restaurant, he said, it's very rare to find anyone in the 70s to have such a muscular body. So I still have lots of strength to capture the ghost. So if you read book number 2065, then you would know that I've been to the Jing-Yin Hall, and I saw them, and I saw the disciples there and masters, thousands of disciples inside it, inside the XX Hall. See, thousands of them.
有几个我已经救出来了，有
And I have saved
我已经把他
a
们救
group
出来
of them.
你们看了鬼的总本善就知道。
So if you read this book,
连叉叉都不知道
265, you would know. You know, and X did not
但是
even
被他
know.
超度的全部到他那边去，
Actually, those
包括
who
他的妈妈
she claimed that she Bardo delivered, they all went to XX Hall, including her own
其
mom.
他没有一个穿衣服的。
And good thing that her mom was still wearing clothes and the rest were without any
这个
clothes.
他的妈妈跟我讲，
Her mom told
以
me
前你来这个旧
in
金
the
山的
past
时候，
when
我
you
用怀疑的眼睛
visited
看
San
你，
Francisco, I met
你怎
you
么会
with
选上我的
suspicion.
女儿？
How
你
could
真的
you
没有眼
choose my
睛呢？
daughter? You have
你无目
no
睭啊！
eyesight.
你来选我查某囝，你唔知影阮查某囝是做讲白贼的哦。
How could you have chosen my
从
daughter?
小伊细汉的时阵是
She's
讲白贼，
always lying ever since she was one.
即
She
摆嘛是
never
搁咧编，看到啥物
be
物件就
truthful.
编啥物故事。我用怀疑的眼睛看着
She
你，
could continue to lie.
你这个没有眼睛的师尊，
So I was very suspicious of you, the mom said. How could you choose my daughter?
这是他自己站起来的。
How come you have no good judgment? But you know, let me tell you, I never chose her. I never selected her because she stood up by herself.
邪王淑梅，
Because I'm just too kind and soft-hearted.
他跌倒，撞到
So
脑后，
Xie Huang Su Mei, Vivian,
姚一奇
also fell down and died.
纤维化，
Yao Yiqi also,
你能赔得起吗？
the brain became
邪王淑梅
fibrous. So how could you make it up?
死掉，
And
这个
Vivian
女的
fell
过
on her
去
back
就是你的
and hit
牌
her
友，
head
打麻
and
将的
died.
牌友，
These people were your friends
Yao
playing
Yiqi
mahjong before.
脑部纤维
Yao
化，
Yiqi
你赔得起吗？
also
他就是
had
过去你打麻
her
将的牌友
brain，become fibrous.
你把
So
你的牌友
they were all your
通通都让他
friends.
死了，
And now you make
什么
them
意思啊？
dead. So what do you mean?
打麻
How
将
can you
的牌友，
repay your
其中
debts
的
to
两
them?
个，一个脑部纤维化，一个已经死啊。姚
So
一奇，
one had
姚一奇脑部纤维化，
the
邪王淑梅
problem with her brain becoming like
跑到快要被
fibrous,
弄掉，
and Xie Huang Su Mei
在电梯
fell down
弄掉。
on the escalator and hit her head and died suddenly.
你赔得起吗？这两个人，
So how could you make up to these
你
two
赔不
people?
起的还很多呢。
And there were many more.
这夭寿囡仔碰到底呢，居然敢养鬼害人！我看见了，看得多了。
How do you dare to
你在
to
叉叉里面
employ
看到我的
ghosts
同门
to
看得
harm
多了
people? I saw many disciples in the XX hall,
都
and Master Yan-Sheng,
莲湖
Yan-Sheng
雷藏师的燕身上师，
of the Lianhu chapter
你把
in
他
Davao.
抓到那个
Malaysia
你们那里干什么？
Why did you catch him there?
我在那里看到燕圣上师，
I saw Master
看到
Yan-Sheng
真活
there
报
too,
的
and I saw
上一期的
the
主编
chief editor of Trubhuda
孟
News,
小平，
Mr.
他
Meng
也在那
Xiaoping.
里。
He's also there.
孟小平是在温哥华车祸死，
Meng Xiaoping died of car accident in Vancouver, and he often
也在
attended
那里。
your ceremony before. He's also there.
有够狠哦！
You're too
看
cruel,
得怎样？
so
鬼
mean.
的总本善，
So why don't you read this book number 265, The Headquarter of Ghosts?
大威德金刚试验
Yamantaka made the vow.
这个叉叉符的终结者，
that the one who concluded and extinguished XX Hall is Yamantaka. Now let's continue on Lamdre, talking about transference of consciousness by shifting the spirit. The previous ritual applies to the transference of consciousness by shifting the spirit. The body sits upright, the two heels on the anus, the two hands at the back of the head, and comfortable cushions at the back of the chair. Visualize the yidam, and at his heart, the sixth syllable is radiating light. Invoke the yidam, who is no different from the root guru, to come in front of you. Visualize clearly and repeat again and again. Also visualize a beam of light of thumb size inside your own heart. This beam of light disseminates and blocks all channels. First, it blocks the two doors of defecation and urination. Then, it blocks the navel, mouth, two nostrils, two eyes, two ears, the brow point, and the tip of the crown, until they are all blocked. And then visualize inside the navel area a wind altar in half-circle shape in dark blue-green of any size you want, with the moon seat on top of it and a dark green home syllable on top of its center. Any size is fine. Draw in breath to the maximum. Draw in the anus. Turn your eyes upward. Place the tip of the tongue to the upper palate. Chant home with all your strength, as fierce as you can, for a long period of time, to push the breath upward, to push the breath, moon and hum and home to flow backward, which will reach the throat area on the 20th breathing. On the 21st breathing, it will reach the door of Fan Xue, or the brow point. At this time, the breath is rising like a feather. It is like a pigeon flying through a window. At this door, when the three tricks comply and all conditions fulfill, one will shoot like an arrow, like a cannon, to the heart of the yidam. Arriving at his heart, it's all done. This is the attainment of exalting the main goal or upholding the clarity. So this is the self-transference of consciousness by shifting the spirit. So because when the guru is not there, then you use this transference of consciousness by shifting the spirit. This is the second kind, is how to be born in the Pure Land. Here it talks about, at first, all the same, you sit upright. And then you sit in a lotus position, and the two feet, the heels of the feet, not the toes, the heels, pull the two heels to close the anus as much as you can, and the two hands at the back of the head. So that's the standard posture for transference of consciousness. and then you sit on a cushion at the back of the chair. Then your body is upright. So the two heels as close to the anus as possible. And then you visualize that you become your yidam. You know you're in yidam. Guan Yin, Bodhisattva. Then you visualize Guan Yin. You become Guan Yin. So the clearer the better. And then the lotus at the heart of Guan Yin is opening, and inside it there's a beam of light as big as your thumb. And then you invoke the Yidam and your Root Guru to come to in front of you. So you visualize your Yidam or Root Guru to come in front of you. And you yourself have become your Yidam. And inside your heart there's the heart light, radiating light. And then you invoke the deity, the Yidam, to come to in front of you. And then the light inside your heart as big as a thumb. So this beam of light disseminates and blocks all channels. So this is very important. You use this beam of light to descend, and then you close the door of defecation and the door of urination, and then it goes to the navel to close the navel, and then it goes to the throat and the mouth, and it closes the mouth, the two nostrils, the two eyes, and also block the two ears. And then when it reaches the tip of your head, you also block that. So all the orifices, all the openings are closed or blocked. And then use your breathing. First you use your breathing to lift up your anus, and two eyes looking upward. And third, the tip of the tongue is touching the upper palate. In Taoism, it's calling setting the bridge to heaven. And then use a very fierce breathing. You send home. You inhale fiercely to your navel, and then you use your breath and home to push up until the 20th breathing that it would reach the throat area. And then with home, you push up. You visualize the home syllable to keep pushing up together with the mundus. And it's being pushed up gradually until the throat area at the 20th breathing, and at the 21st breathing, you pushed it up to open the door at the tip of your head. Then you would be like a pigeon flying out from the cage. So your body is like a cage, and your soul is like the pigeon, And then the pigeon would fly away from the cage and would shoot toward the heart of your yidam or yurut guru. Then you would die at this time. So it's like a cannon being pushed, and then with the bomb, it would shoot from the tip of the head to shoot toward the heart of your yidam. So this method is called Guangyin Qian Si Fa, the transference of consciousness by shifting the spirit. And it's talking here, using these 3 formulas 3 times, you visualize yourself to become the yidam, and then you invoke the yidam and root guru to descend, and then you visualize light inside your heart, and you use the light to block the doors for the defecation and urination, and then the navel. You block the navel, the mouth, the 2 nostrils, the 2 eyes, the 2 ears, the brow point, and then also the tip of your head. They're all closed or blocked. And you visualize half moon circle in dark blue-green. The light is dark blue-green, as big as a thumb. And also blue-green home syllable. So, and then you draw in the breath, the maximum. You draw the anus, you turn the eyes upward, and place the tip of the tongue to the upper palate, and then you chant home with all your strength, and then you push your breath, moon, and home to go upward gradually until the 20th breathing. It reached the throat area, and on the 21st breathing, it reached the tip of the head, and you open that door. Then at this time, you would be like a feather, like a pigeon flying through out the window. You would shoot like an arrow, like a cannon, and then you would go to the heart of the yidam. At this time, you would have the attainment of upholding the clarity or the clear light. Or if you're in a coma and you cannot sit anymore, but you have your guru there, like if I happen to be there, then I would help you. First, the way I do it, I would open the gate to heaven and then close the hole to the earth, and to block the opening to the humans, and to close all the orifices to the ghost. So open the door to heaven, close the door to earth, block the door to humans, and block all the orifices to the ghost. And then use my middle finger. No, I use my index finger upright. I visualize the yidam to enter into my index finger like Yamantaka. And I pray to Yamantaka to enter into my index finger. Open the gate to heavens. That's to open the tip of the crown. And to close the 2 doors to hell. And to block the opening to the human. And the 7 orifices on your face are all blocked or closed. Open the gate to heaven. Close the doors to hell, and to block the doors to the heaven and all the orifices to the ghost realm. So I use my finger that transforms into a beam of light, and then opening the gate to heaven, close the gates to hell and block the opening to the human and the ghost realms. Let me tell you. So the doors of defecation and urination. So if you leave from there, then you would go to hell or the hungry ghost realm. If your soul leaves from the navel, then you would be reincarnated as a human being. If you leave from the mouth or eyes, then you would become fish. There are so many saparahi in Taiwan. Because if you leave from mouth and eyes are like ocean, then you become saltwater fish. And if you leave from the mouth, then you would become a freshwater fish. If you leave from the nostrils of your nose, then you become animals. If you leave from the ears, then you would become olfactories, like birds, the flying animals. So if you leave from the eyes or mouth, you become fish. If you're big, then you become sharks or whales. But if you're small figures, you become small fish, depending on your characters. So these three, those swim in water. If you leave from ears, then birds flying in the sky. If you leave from the nostrils, become animals. And human beings is if you leave from the navel. Only if you leave from the tip of your head, you can go to heavens. Master Lu has this ability to make you go to heavens. If I happen to be there, I can help you to open the gate to heaven and to block the road to hell, human and ghost realms. All the orifices, the animal realms. Like if you leave from the eyes, you become fish. If you leave from the ears, you become birds. If you leave from the nostrils, you become all the animals, the beasts. If you're weak, then you would become ants, insects, the tiny animals, the crawling animals. But if you're big, you can become lions and elephants. So the birds with two wings can fly, leaving from the ears. And the farmed fish left from the mouth, but the wild ocean sea fish come from the eyes, and all other animals come from the nostrils. If you have a poisonous heart like the snake, then you would leave from the nostril and you would become a snake. Only one opening. If you leave from the tip of your head, then you can go to the fourth sixthly realm or all the heavens or the heavenly realms. You have to leave through the tip of your head. Now, are you clear?
这个就是做师父的，给你做光运牵示法。
So, as your guru, the guru can do the transference of consciousness by spirit. But if the guru has not been in spiritual union with the yidam, it's impossible for them to do this, because the yidam cannot go to his index finger. Because when a guru has not attained spiritual union with his root guru or with his yidam, then it's just for show. Whatever they do is just for show. It's not effective. It doesn't work. Can you really use the power of your breath to open the tip of your head? It can work, but you need to have the power to do that, to open the tip of your head. It's not easy to open that. So, Grandmaster's tip of head is open. Can raise your hand if you have seen it. Tangzi, have you seen it? Yes. There's a hole. It's already open for me. So the tip of my crown is open. So if I lift up my anus, so I block the doors of defecation and urination. And then, by pushing in the abdomen, I close the navel. And then I push down on the throat. And I use my breathing. And then I would leave through the tip of the crown. Then I would have attainment. When you have attainments, then you would be sick and tired of the samsara. I don't like the human world, but I have to be here to provide salvation for sentient beings. Recently, I've been thinking about retiring. How many more years do you want me to live? It's up to you. It's up to my mothers in heaven. It's up to her. I told her, I want to go back. It's very easy for me to go back. I close all my other orifices except the tip of my head. And I take a deep breath. And then I pushed up my consciousness. And then I push it out the tip of my crown. And then I would breathe very fiercely. And home, I already pushed against the tip of my crown, that opening. With 20 times, it would reach the throat. And one more, it would reach the tip of the head. And to open it. But for me, I don't need to open it then, because it's already open now. You can see very clearly. If I take off my crown, there is a hole at the tip of my head. I don't need to push a grass into it. Can you tell from the camera? It has to be very close. Can you see? You can't. Oh well. There's a hole. I was going to show you.
像一个好像是说像吉祥草那个孔一样的。
There's a hole like the kusa grass, because you can see it on the camera. Otherwise, I will show you. So that's how great a guru is. If you know how to do the transference of consciousness by shifting the spirit, it's instructed very clearly here by Virupa. So transference of consciousness by sound, and also transference of consciousness so there are three transference of consciousness by transformed appearance. Then you can go to the Buddha land. So this is the true, authentic Buddha Dharma, is to transcend life and death. That if you want to be born or you want to live, you can, and how. Or if you want to die, you can, and how. It's not that you're blocking your nose. You don't want to become. So, transcending life and death, or leaving behind all suffering in Namo Amitabha. So that would be accurate. So what Virupa said here is truly wonderful, to teach you how to transfer your consciousness by shifting the spirit. The son told his mom, I'm getting divorced from my wife. And the mom asked why. Yeah, because I told a joke last night and she didn't laugh. And mom said, that's a reason for divorce? And the son got angry and said, the wife didn't laugh, but I heard the man laughing from under the bed. So, let me tell you, we have to open our heart and please don't feel depressed. So once you learn and master these three kinds of transference of consciousness, then it's truly precious, it's priceless. Once you master this, you don't need to get divorced. Why? Because once you studied this, then you're precious. Just don't teach them to your wife. Why? I won't tell you. Just keep it to yourself. One day I went to my colleague's house, and husband and wife got in an argument, and I tried to mediate them, and then the wife gave me what? A basket of fruit, and don't give them all to me. Leave some to the husband, and she was very angry and said, even if I have to give it to an animal, I would never give it to the husband. And I felt something is not right. So because she said that even if I have to give it to an animal, to a beast, I would never give it to the husband. So, but just ignore this kind of joke. Why? Because we have this Dharma for transference of consciousness by transforming the appearance, by shifting the spirit, and by sound. Once you comprehend any one of this, then you can be reborn in the Pure Land. And I thought of a joke. What is it? Let me think. Right. They said there are 3 kinds of sufferings. The meetings of those you despise, they're always around you. And the separation from the loved ones. People that you like most, always so far away. And one more. The sufferings of not getting what you want. Not getting what you want. Because there's an analogy. The wife is always by your side. And your lover is at the edge of the sky. And the wife is always watching over you. It's impossible for you to leave. So that's not getting what you want. So what do you think of this analogy? However, I can say, Simu, please don't glare at me. Simu is very serious in her work. Any important things getting to her will be resolved. She's helped Grandmaster lots and lots. They are countless. Has helped a lot. The only thing is she watched me too closely. She watches me too closely. There's some benefit. Then it stops lots of rumors. It prevents a lot of rumors. But Grandmaster is already 74. When I was young, I was watched closely by my dad. And after I got married, it's Simu who watches me very closely. And she's watched me until I'm 74. Can you just let go a little bit? And I can't be watched. Because at night, Grandmaster can travel out of body like the pigeon to find. My loved ones. So you think about it yourself. Your wife is always by your side, but your lover is always so far away. You just want to leave. You can't, so that's the suffering of not getting what you want. Om Mani Padme Hum.
我们再次以热烈掌声感谢师尊精彩宝贵的传法开示。台湾雷藏寺有以下的法务报告：下个礼拜六，3月24日。
Several announcements. Next Saturday, March 24th, there will be the Trinity of Longevity deities. And to celebrate Grand Masters among ordination. And that's Ushinawijaya, White Tara, and Amitayus. Also, on March 25th, there would be a dinner banquet organized by Tatang here at the temple. And on April 8th, Sunday, in Kaohsiung at the ICCK, there will be the Green Tara ceremony. International Convention Center in Kaohsiung. Now we invite His Holiness to perform blessings and consecration. He will be blessing all the Great Compassion Holy Water, and you would receive blessing wherever you are. We'll be reciting the Root Guru Mantra.
请根本传承上师是，恭请深尊生法座。恭请师母上法座。仁波切上师团教授师上法座。恭请根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛赐给与会大众大威德金刚共大法 我们以热烈掌声感谢师尊赐给与会大众殊胜珍贵的灌顶。请大家面向坛城，观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切佛。嗡啊吽，观想跪地礼拜，天心散应二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想跪地礼拜，天心散应三拜护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想跪地礼拜，天心散应四平等义起手。迎师祖请就位，钟鼓手请就位。弟子众等祈愿师尊佛体安康，长寿自在，也祈请师尊常驻台湾，大转法轮，广度众生。法会吉祥圆满，恭送根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛、师母莲香上师、仁波切及上师团，与会大众虔诚合掌，唱诵莲花童子心咒，钟鼓齐鸣。 阿弥陀佛，感谢来自世界各地的弘法人员、贵宾及同门善行大德前来护持今天的大威德金刚附魔大法会，也感谢网络上的同门护持。今天的网络直播就到这里，台湾雷藏寺祝大家平安吉祥，谢谢大家，阿弥陀佛。